Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we're live now. Let me see. That's probably cheaper. I grew up with bag milk, my guy. Had milk from anything other than a bag since 2019. That's pretty crazy. That's just such a foreign concept for me. Zero. Also, hi, Zero. What's going on, man? Yeah, the bag milk thing, that's just, it's so foreign to me. I have never, ever, I think you brought it up once before, and my mind just absolutely dumped it, blocked it from my mind. Bag milk is such a weird thing to me. I don't know why. It feels so strange. It just does. But hey, man, I bet there's plenty of things I do that most people wouldn't begin to fathom. It's just milk in a bag. I don't know, there's something about it that just feels weird to me. Like, I've always grown up with milk in cartons. I don't know why it's so strange to me. Ah, man. Ah, brother. Put the Vivaldi full volume. What? Vivaldi? Are you talking about the fireplace sound in the background? Which, by the way, we have a new background right now. So you put your Vivaldi on full volume so my neighbors feel educated. Well, glad to have you here. Let's make it run. It's always a pleasure. Winter Vivaldi. Oh, not the browser. You're talking about the actual composer. The Four Seasons, I'm assuming. That's the classic. That's the go-to. Everyone loves the Four Seasons. You can't go wrong with it, man. You can't go wrong with the Four Seasons. It's a classic. Speaking of music, we've done something a little bit different. I've been doing some work off stream, guys, on assets. So I got some new music for the game. New, as in you haven't heard it before, but kind of old for me because I took two songs. I've taken some songs from around songs I made in 2017, 18. There's another one from 2016 that I've kind of yoinked and then did some changes to. Significant. Kind of depends. I fixed a bunch of issues that bothered me with it. So, and I think they make sense for the type of levels. So I also made another level. If you can make it out what it is over here. There's still more I need to do. I think today's stream, what we're going to be focusing on is doing some level infrastructure stuff. Specifically, the idea of we have this bundle of assets called a level, and we need to have it so that once you reach the end of the level, we load in the next one. And right now, there's a lot of things that I'm doing that are just kind of sidestepping it. That functionality isn't there, and I want to have that level loading thing happen. So that might be something we do. I also did some fine tuning to the time stop ability so that it actually affects sounds as well. So I'm going to also modify that so that the countdown timer is actually affected by it, because we're going to slow down the player as well. Anyways, let me give you a little sneak. It's not a sneak peek. I mean, you're going to be seeing this a bit today. But here's the new level. Yeah, it's a bit low, isn't it? 1 second, let's go to Pavu control. Pavu control. I know I put it down in general because I don't want it to be too loud, but I think for this, especially to hear the audio effect, it's kind of necessary. I still need to do some custom tiles for this, but yeah, the levels come together though. I need to add some specific hazards for it though. That's another issue. And we get slow down time too. It's so cool, man. But yeah, I really like the vibe of this so far. A bunch of shader stuff this weekend. It's coming together, man. But yeah, so this is the state of the game currently. There's another song, but I'm gonna show that off when we actually get that level, the assets for that level made. It's so fun doing this time stop, and you can pause it too, and it stays like that. It feels like we're entering a vaporwave game or something. But yeah, that's level 1, guy, or that's A level, guys. Also, Syndicate's good to see you. Let's go into Pi 1. I need to work with the audio balancing. That's all right. 4 liters and 3 bags. Why even? We don't know. What is going on? I really just don't understand it. America's so much weirder than bagged milk. Bagged milk is very normal. I don't know. It's very weird to me. I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's good to see you, Syndicate. Always a pleasure to have you here. I feel like it's been a little bit of a... It hasn't been too long since I've streamed, but it feels like I've taken longer than usual. A little bit of a break. I think maybe it's because I didn't stream Friday or Saturday. Either way. We're getting back into it. I'm probably going to take some more mini breaks from streaming just to work on assets off stream. I know this shader has been something I've been wrestling with. It's not perfect either. There's some weird stuff I need to deal with, like the fact that when I move these up, they go down. If I move it down, it goes up. Don't know why that's the case, and it kind of scares me to make more materials with that in a broken state. So we're going to find out what we got to do to make that all right. Anywho, but yeah, let's do something. So if you want to have, because we have 2 levels here. So if you look at our hierarchy, we have this game board, and then we have these objects here, and we can enable them and disable them. So I can turn this one off, and I turn this on, and it's like, oh my goodness, we're in well, it's not quite right anymore, but we're in the water world, the beach world that we had before. So we gotta have a way of associating it. People who work in Unity will probably say you should probably make it a prefab. I don't want to deal with prefabs. I don't like them, honestly. The more I work with them, the less I like them. So I'm going to keep these as just objects in the hierarchy, and we're just going to selectively enable and disable them. That's just how we're going to live our life. And it's going to be okay. We're going to be fine. Pardon me. Hopefully your Mondays are going well, everyone. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. Different levels that can all be activated or deactivated here. So I'm thinking the simplest way of toggling the correct level is just to go based off of like index order. We're gonna zip them. It's probably terrible practice, but it's the most convenient thing for me. It's the most convenient thing that satisfies what I want without having to do some like dumb string search or whatever. It's gonna go by index. It's simple, easy. You'd love to see it. So we have an asset already for level. We have level assets. Beautiful. This is loaded. Is it loaded? Current level. We have this list called weighted. So these are the levels. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is have a list of game objects. I'm sorry. Level visuals. I don't know why this is being weird. It's not happy with me. We have a list of game objects. Call it level visual. What more can you want from me? Oh, it's not a semicolon. That's why. Okay. Of these two are zipped. And when I say zipped, what I mean is that you can have two arrays or two collections, and they can represent different things. So this one can be like names, and this can be like ages. So you can have Bob and Ann and Ted. And Bob might be 32, Ann might be 78 or 89, and then Ted might be 2 years old. And when I say zip, it means that the index represents the person. So index 0 means that this is Bob, and he's 32 years old. Index 1 is Ann, and she's 89 years old. The indices into these arrays are associated. Or in other words, these guys are zipped together. And that's what I mean by saying that it's going to be zipped for these two. That's the plan, at least. Now, with that being said, what we need to do now is when we generate the next level, and here's the next level. So at some point we select the level here, sweet. I don't have an index for it, do I? So I can either search the array, I don't want to do that, or I can just add this into the definition of level assets. Feels way more error prone, but I'm just gonna make sure to do things right. Today you're not seeing great software engineering. You're just seeing, it's not engineering. And it is software. It's gonna be good enough software. If I want to be more protective, I can like have an enum or something and have it be associated and then have that be the source of truth. I already have an enum tiered. Maybe I just do that. Maybe I just do that actually. Maybe we just do that, man. I don't know. Let me catch up and chat real quick, guys. He missed us, you guys. It's been a while, man. What can I say? Are we his proud parents telling him how great work he's doing? You know, I like that. I'm cool with that. I think that's more charitable than thinking like You guys are above. There's a funny image that came to my mind, but it's hard to say it without making it seem like I'm a dig against you guys, because it's not. It's not the intention. I'm saying it's better. There's other people who, and they're kind of like, you know, those drunk people who go to NASCAR events and they think they can drive better, and they're telling like the guy, like, stop, just go faster while taking a swig. You're not that. You're not that. There's people like that. I think what you're saying is closer to the truth. Oh, man. That being said, you probably should not be proud of what I'm doing right now. This is all sorts of jank. Actually, I'm doing a lot of jank stuff at my job. I know, like, I'm using C#, but the stuff I'm doing lately, I'm basically writing in C++ in C#. Like, I'm forcing C# to be C++. It's very strange. But I'm like in a particular scenario where it just makes sense to do it. Did I have the right naming convention? Yeah, E levels. I could do that. Okay, that makes more sense to me. I can dig that. Bad backseat. Is it, don't take this personally in the room with us. Nah. It's all joshing. I gotta say though, back when we were having this crazy influx of people, I'm not gonna lie, man, the back seating was kind of driving me a little bit crazy. And like my patience was getting whittled down. I don't think it's fully recovered either. Sometimes like people will leave a comment or something that's just like incorrect, and I have to go, actually, and then I reflect, I'm like, I'm not gonna be that. We're just gonna not. It was like so bad during that. It's like I felt like Denethor wrestling with Sauron on the Palantir. You know what I'm talking about? Like in Lord of the Rings, there's this Palantir. It's a mythical item, and when Denethor touches it, not only can he see stuff in there, but other people can see him as well, namely Sauron, and he'll just mess with his brain and send him, I don't know, what, I guess medieval brain rot. I don't know, things just to test his will. And that slowly drove him crazy. It was kind of like that. Where like people like, you should do this. And I'm like, that's wrong. That's incorrect. We're not going to do that. Or maybe I vaguely consider it, but I just keep doing my thing. And then it turns out, oh, I'm vindicated. Because had I gone down that rabbit hole, this would have been way worse. All right, what am I doing? Hurry up, slow down. Talk to someone in private somehow. My brother had some of that drunken backseating while being the sober person driving. I'm sorry, what? It's worse when you're gaming and everyone has opinions. Yeah, that's true. All different. That's annoying. That's annoying. What can you do? Next level. All right. We got the stuff selected. So now we have to. I'm going to index into this using We're going to cast it to an int. You're going to be fine with it. You better be fine with it. Set active game object. Cool. Oh, we should probably have something for this. 1 second. Just one moment. Don't worry your pretty little head. We're going to be A-okay. And enter back to... This is the calling code, but I don't want to do that. I actually want to go to next. There we go. And then we're gonna do the following. Nope. You know what? This guy needs to go to monkey type again. Clearly my typing is deteriorated. I need to go to monkey type and just start over. Do some wax on, wax off in the keyboard. So this is, what do we do here? This is generating a level, that is true. Blindly go forward, yes. Play sound effect. We enter the speed force, so we fade to white by this point, which means I can safely do this swap of the backgrounds. So we should be good there. And then set active should be true. Very nice. And generate background, we have that done did. Beautiful. You'll have to see it. Okay. Now with that being done, I should be able to theoretically, once I set everything in inspector, and once I have you're gonna be Beach World, you're gonna be the Crystal Cavern stage, and we need to go to game board once more. We're gonna go to our assets here. We're gonna order things correctly. Beach World. Okay, cool. Beach, Crystal Cove, Crystal Cavern. Splendid. Probably have to update these so that you have the correct... Yeah, you have the incorrect background. So we're going to save that. That should be perfectly fine and suitable. No complaints from me there. And if all permits, let's just try it out. This is so loud. It's the wrong level too. We should probably have this do things correctly. So we're gonna set this to a function. Nope, wrong brackets. And oh, come on. Being very imprecise. Okay, so this should be correct. We're gonna set background. Where do we do this? Here we go. That works for me. And then on initialization, we have to do something. we have to iterate through. Where do we set the level? Where does this happen? Oh, 1 second. Why do I think it'd be interesting to see a person that's never flown a plane or anything before try to fly a Concorde sim? That'd be pretty gnarly. I think the Mythbusters did something like that, where they had they're testing a myth to see if is it possible for someone to be coached over comms how to land a plane in a catastrophic situation. Pretty interesting. So they had a very realistic sim for the time, I guess. They put Adam and they put Adam in there without any help. He crashed. Then they do someone to coach him with it. It's a very interesting episode. Current level music. Right, so here's where we do all the level stuff. Let me iterate through level. Yeah, we're gonna be lazy. We're just gonna do the lambda expression. So everything's gonna be set equal to false. And then after that, I mean, I guess we just do. Well, we have a function for it, but it does a null. It does a assignment. We can just reuse it and just add a check for it. Okay, and then from here. We'll do a null check. So if it's not equal to null, we set it to false, and then we do the assignment, activate, bada bing, profit. So now when we press play, everything should be on the same page. Haven't done coding in years, cold turkey. Well, I'm using C#, and yeah, so far we're just using C# currently. When we do more shader-oriented stuff, or when we do any short shaders, we use HLSL. We might do some shaders today, but for right now, we're just on the CPU side, doing some good old-fashioned C#. What's the difference between C, C++, C#? We can go over it. Yeah, there's no C+. Good catch on that unknown. 1 second. I'll give you that breakdown in a second. Let me just test something real quick. Let me just purchase something. We're gonna go fast. Oh yeah, we're going fast. I love the slowdown mechanic, dude. This feels like Vaporwave. I just need to get to the end of the level to test this thing. So we're using a really fast vehicle. Oh, come on, I suck. This is so cool, man. Come on, get to the end of the level. Oh, it's the same level? Oh, I need to do a shuffle function. Oh, I need to do a shuffle function, don't I? I do. I need to do a shuffle function to test this properly. All right, let's talk about this. I think Yeah, let's talk about C++ versus C versus C sharp. It's something we talked about before, but why not? Where do we have? Do I have workspace or scratch? I think it's scratch empty. I don't care. We're gonna modify this. Yeah, we're explaining observables, I think. So you got C, you got C++, and then you got C sharp. No, that's not C money. Though you can't get money from doing C sharp, but no, it's not C money. So you have these three languages. And there's a line here, because there's a very simple distinction between these two, or at least a high level one, which is the fact that these languages are unmanaged, and C sharp is a managed language, meaning it contains things like a garbage collector. Whereas these languages don't have a GC, no garbage collection, meaning you have to manually manage your memory. Manage your memory. So that's a very straightforward distinction between them, right? Why that matters, why is there a preference for non-GC languages versus GC languages? There's a bunch of things to it, right? Managing memory has a lot of strengths and weaknesses. I'm trying to stop myself from going down a rabbit hole. But this is the first obvious distinction between these languages. Now, as far as C and C++ concerned, C is like the original, and C++, you can think of it as like a superset of C. Like all C code is valid C++ code. Usually. I think there's like one keyword that doesn't exist in C++, but you get the idea. Whereas there's a bunch of C features that C++ has that C doesn't. I was trying to do like a Venn diagram using ASCII, but that's not going to work out, is it? So, for example, C is a procedural language. And C++ initially is very defined by its OP stuff. So I think a very simple idea here is that, for example, you might have heard of things called structs, things that just contain data. In C++, you can define like a struct or a class. There's not that much of a difference between them aside from just default access levels. And not only can define like, hey, this struct is going to contain, I don't know, a float for X and a float for Y. And then maybe I want to have a function that you can call on it to do some changes like normalize. A common vector thing, right? C doesn't have that. There's no function members to your classes. In C, you define a struct and all it contains is a definition for the data. Separate from that, you're going to have another function that's going to do whatever you want to do. And it's not a member of this. So if you want to modify an instance of this data, you're going to have to pass in a pointer to that. I haven't done C in a minute. I need to go back to it. But it's like struct. We have to give a name for this one. Let's call it float2 or vector2 for Unity people. And then pointer and then source or whatever, or value, whatever you want to call this input, and then you can mutate it. So that's a very key distinction. I mean, there's a lot of distinctions between C and C++, but this is a very simple starter place. In C++, due to like the principles of OP, one thing that exists is that you can have function members that are tied to it, tied to an instance of a class. This one, that's not a thing. You just have data, and then you have functions that can process that data, and you're going to structure your entire program around that. Beyond that, you have all this other stuff. Like you have the idea of accessibility. So for example, you can say, hey, I don't want anyone to be able to access this data. externally. This is something that exists only internally. Well, that's the thing that exists. You have scopes in C++. Not scopes. You have access levels or something like that. Essentially private, public, that sort of thing. That doesn't exist in C. All these things are public by default. Anyone can grab it. So there's no facade structure. There's other things like inheritance as well. C++ has a bunch of new other things too. You have constant expressions. There's so many things that distinguishes C++ from C. But this is like a more fundamental, like this is something you're going to encounter immediately if you start using these languages. C#, it's very different. But kind of similar, but kind of different. Do you remember me? I'm Blocks. Love you, man. Thank you, man. Blocks Venom. Blocks is sounds familiar, but I can't say with confidence, man. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry if I did actually forget you. But I appreciate it, man, and thank you for popping back in. Do you have a Twitch? I do have Twitch, but I don't really stream on there. Good night, Zero. You have a good one. Cold turkeys. Is that a good enough explanation for you? Or is there something more that you want to learn more or know about the difference between C and C++ and C#? C# is very distinct in a lot of ways. But in a weird way, you could still force C# to be like C++, and that's what I've been doing lately. And the way that C++ and C# handle structs and classes are very different. Classes and structs are kind of the same. They're basically the same in C++. There's not really that much of a difference between them. Classes and structs in C# though, fundamentally different. They're not the same. They have different use cases, different purposes, and different limitations. All right, cool, cold turkey. Then yeah, I'll leave it there then. Hopefully the explanation's good enough. Yeah, like I said, I have to restrain myself because we can go down a rabbit hole. We can go down so many different rabbit holes with this. But restraint. Anyways, so we have our background setter thing, and we need to implement a shuffle mechanic. So, because I want levels to be distinct. It would suck if you just transition to the same level. And with our random choose function we have here, it's purely random. But what we actually need is a shuffle. So the last thing that was chosen is not what's used. So the simple thing we could do is just randomly choose selection, and then if equals current level, then we're just going to do what do we do? Because this is just choosing the thing. I need to get an index value. What I was going to do is just increment to the next one. So do the index of this plus 1. But I need to have access to the index, and we don't have that here. And that's a bit of a problem. A little bit of a problem. So we're going to do something here. We're going to add a overload, I guess, for this. But we're going to do something a little spicy. We're going to output the index of this. So instead of doing this for each business, which is kind of bad, honestly, but it's okay. Instead, we're going to iterate explicitly through this so that we may have access. I don't know, I like using explicit types here. So that we may be able to have access to the index of the object. And we're going to do I. Beautiful. And then we can go over here, and we're going to use this overload version. And now you can do math wrap. Do I have a math utilities? Wrap. I have a wrap function. Perfect. I'm going to do math wrap. Let me structure this a little bit better. Index +1 by current assets. What are we doing here? Oh, that's current level, that's why. That's upper bound, this lower bound. I think max is exclusive, so this should be fine. Why are you unhappy? Int value, int min, yeah, value, min, max. That's totally within our wheelhouse. Why are you so angry about this? Oh, right. I'm doing things out of order here. Is this correct? Current level, current assets. We do the way to choose against current assets. Oh, item, there we go. Okay, beautiful. So this should enforce that things are distinct. Not the most elegant of shuffle algorithms, but hey, it's something, all right? And for the purpose of this, I think it'll be fine. Let me catch up in chat real quick, guys. How long was that C explanation, Cozy? Might be able to edit it into a discrete 3-minute YouTube short. Oh yeah. I still, was it Zero or was it Cornelius who said like one of the shorts I made was at the 3-minute mark, and they're like, dude, that's like the longest short I've ever seen in my life. What do you think? Which language is better for software industry right now? I can't really, like, software industry is way too broad. There's some languages that make sense in some contexts, and some languages that don't make sense in other contexts. I think I can confidently say that avoid JavaScript as much as you possibly can, but that's not feasible either, right? I wish to have your memory of this language. At university, we had the subject called the Basics of Computer Graphics. We make in Blender some 3D models and then load them into Visual Studio into our own games. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't successfully finish it because it wasn't for me easy to work with graphics, shaders, vectors, and other stuff. Well, Illusion Hawk, if you're just thrown into it, that's kind of a gnarly thing. I think I've only been able to do this just because I've had a long time to get very comfortable with like some basic elements of like vector maths and whatnot. To get thrown into that, especially like in your own game or engine in Visual Studio, I'm assuming you're doing C++, or maybe a C# project. Either way, it's a very weird thing because like modern programming, like you have different. If you're doing graphic stuff, you're dealing with two different fundamental ways of thinking. You have to deal with the way you think about shaders, which are their own world, and then you have to deal with how you manage state in your CPU, on the CPU side of things. It's a very different way of thinking. So I don't feel like that's not for you or that you can't do it, you can totally do it. You just probably not in a university context with deadlines and pressure and all that stuff, and in a more chill environment. Heck, honestly, like I learned most of my shader stuff just using an engine, using Unity and HLSL. Like so much of that knowledge is going to be transferable to like even writing your own engine, as far as graphics are concerned. Okay, let's not get hit. Let's just see if the visuals actually. Oh my goodness. Dude, I'm so glad about that heads-up indicator, but I feel like we need one for environments, because I'm just getting hit. Ooh, you see the palm trees over there? Look at them palm trees. That's a nice palm tree. Oh, I suck. How possible is it to learn coding as a total beginner by just watching this guy code? Probably not feasible, because we're starting from a very, this is not geared to be very educational. This is more like, hey, you're watching a dude who's been doing this for a minute, just like crack at it. I think maybe in the future I'd like to do a game project that's just like a simple, hey, we're gonna make a game in one day, and it's gonna be geared to be kind of educational, where it's like, all right, guys, prepare your IDEs. We're gonna work on this together. Maybe I'll even like give you the assets for the game, so you can like, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff, music, audio, whatever, or graphics, whatever. All the assets are there. We're just gonna go through the code of making this game happen. I think that might be a fun thing to do. But yeah, like that would be in the vein of something more educational for helping you learn programming. This is we're deep in a project, and when you're deep in a project, that didn't shuffle. That didn't do the thing. That didn't do the thing. And we're still in Beach World. My disappointment is immeasurable. My disappointment is immeasurable. Right, because it's not enough to do this here. We have to do this on next as well. So we have to make another function here. So we're gonna have to yoink this. What are we gonna do here? With that being said, I'm very amiable to like explaining software or stopping for a minute just to talk about some part of my code base. So if something sticks out, feel free to ask questions. Assuming this is what I'm doing. Or you know what, maybe we'll do like programming, and is this C# or C++? We're doing C#. Cozy might have a different opinion. Also, it might depend on the field you're looking at. Medical, game, and math. Yeah, that's true, Syndicate. To shaders this whole time. Okay. So Syndicate, shaders. Okay, let's talk about this. So, how are we gonna do this? Do I have ASprite open somewhere? Yeah, we'll just do something in ASprite. Let's be on the same page, because I've been saying shaders for a long time. So, So let's say you have some geometry in your game, like a triangle, right? So CPUs, your computer has like two parts, or you have a CPU and you have a GPU. I hope you guys are aware of that, right? You have a CPU and you have a GPU. Two distinct parts of your computer that do different things. So CPUs are usually designed for like doing sequential tasks, complex sequential tasks. So think of like order of operations, one operation after the other, right? Whereas a GPU is good at doing multiple simple tasks at once. So going back to this idea, in any game or 3D object or 3D application, you're going to have a triangle. And at some point, your computer is going to have to fill it in with the colors that you see on the screen. Now, a CPU would be kind of slow because you have to go one at a time. You'd have to fill in each pixel sequentially. There's ways around it and all this other stuff. But like in general, that's just how it is. It's a sequential thing. It's slow. Whereas a GPU can just fill them all instantaneously. So shaders are programs that are running your GPU, and there's a bunch of different types of programs you can run on your GPU, but shaders are specifically programs that tell your GPU how should this particular part of a pixel look like. That's all shaders are. They're the things that define the visuals that are rendered in the game. So if I go to, let's find one, FNF, post-process. This is the shader that runs on the entire screen of the game, right? The entire output. You'll notice it will end in a .shader file. Different files have different extensions, but that's just how it is here. And we've talked about the idea that you have functions in programs, right? Where you basically define the inputs and outputs of a function. So like, for example, this might seem like crazy. What is this, right? This is just a function called range. It takes in two numbers and it outputs a single number. So range takes in two numbers, outputs a single number. You can tell that just by looking at this thing called the signature of it. So if you look at a shader, it's going to have two special functions, one called frag and one called vert, if even has it. Yeah, vert. But the most important one, the one that's like very visually obvious, is the fragment one. It takes in this struct called v2f and it outputs a thing called a fixed for. A fixed for is just a collection of four values, four numbers, each one corresponding to red, green, blue, and alpha. That's what a fixed for is. You can think about it like a float for. It's just a different level of precision. But it's essentially, conceptually, you can think about it the same way. So takes in this thing called a v2f, and then at the end, all we do is return the color that we want to have rendered onto the screen. That's a shader. That's all they are. It's just programs on your GPU. My disappointment is immeasurable. The green on the CRT is being picked up by this green screen. Yeah, it's very tragic. I hate it. I might have to retire the green screen because it's not working as well as I want to. I guess I'm just gonna have to buy a 6 by 6 foot TV screen that emits perfect green colors uniformly. Interesting. Thank you. Of course. Well, hopefully you know a bit more about shaders and what we're doing. So when I say shaders, that's what now you know what to say now. But today we're not in shaders. Today we're in the CPU land, defining the application. How long have you been programming for? I've been saying like 15 years for a while. I think that's pretty accurate. don't know though. It's not like I've been just grinding at programming my entire life. It kind of ebbs and flows. I started middle school and then I stopped for a bit and I started again and I stopped for a bit and started again and started. It always kind of fluctuates with interests, I guess. Now that I'm working professionally in it though, I kind of have to I'm just always programming now, so. Select next level assets. We do this whole thing, this whole song and dance. Section equals. Current level, we do this. Incrementation. You know, honestly, also, we're overriding this with random choose. Maybe I should just keep this and not even manage this variable. Current level is just assigned at some point, and we just trust it to be assigned. Level assets. Selection. Okay, that should be good enough for us. And then I can find where we do our generation business, which I'm assuming is happening here. Yeah, it is. And now this simplifies down to just and you know what, honestly? No. I want to be able to manage how quickly things fade in and fade out. But yeah, like in general, guys, if there's anything that I'm doing that doesn't make any sense, or you're confused, or you don't know why this man is doing this thing, feel free to ask. I used to be a bit impatient with repetitive questions, but I think I've kind of mellowed out. I'm much more, I don't know. I feel more patient for that now. I'm more than willing to explain stuff. Selection, random selection, choose. Yeah, okay, this is the function, yeah. I want to go to next level. That's the function I want to go to. Current, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Oh, because we were doing some things with this. Yeah, I understand why we do the things that we do. Select next level. So we'd have to remove this. Current level, current level, current level, we generate the next level, and play a sound effect, but I don't think we actually play the next music, do we? I think we don't. Quite strange, honestly. Maybe I should bundle this together. I don't know. Good day. What's going on, isopods? Yeah, it's been a while. I took a little bit of a break, but it's all good. And now we're back at it with some new assets. And hopefully, once we get this done, some new functionality. Hi, but respectfully, King, who are you? Why should I learn from you? I mean, I'm not sure how to justify that. I mean, should you learn from me? On the one hand, I am a professional programmer, and I've been doing this for a bit. On the other hand, I have very much strong programming opinions, that may or may not be. You know what, even beyond that, like, also, like, it depends on what kind of field you're interested in, right? If it's web dev, I don't really have that much experience in web dev. Computer graphics, I have some experience there. It also depends on what part of computer graphics you're dealing with. All I can say is, if the things I'm doing are of interest and they seem cool and you want to try doing it, then I think that's, I don't know. That's enough to make people start asking questions. I mean, it's kind of how it was with me. I saw people doing some really cool programming stuff, and then I started kind of shadowing them and then learning a bunch from him. Yeah, I need to find the audio stuff. Here we go. Next level. Yeah, what do we do here? Play the speed boost. That's for sound effects. Cool. I might just bundle this with here. Okay, I'm hoping this is enough. Let's just test this out and see if it works good. Hey, what's going on, Melon? Thanks for the shaders info. By the way, this is the first time I hear you. Your computer has fans in the background. Yeah, it does. What's going on? She's heating up. I actually put the case, the glass back in the case. All right, let's see if audio seems correct to me. All right, let's just get to the, let me actually do something real quick. Let's just choose a better, faster vehicle. Okay, or a faster engine. Now we can go stupid fast. I have to also change the culling distance, but we'll do that. That's not that, that's a very easy fix. I saw it coming too, and I just didn't. Yeah, I need to do some kind of preview for the stuff up ahead. I have to think about it, because at this speed, it's just very hard to react to any of this stuff. That's probably not going to be fun for players. Yeah, like I can't even. I need to go fast to just get to the end of the level, but, or at least to test it out, but. Yeah, I'm just. Also, the time stop doesn't affect the clock, so I need to do that as well. There we did it pretty good there. Alright, the time stop is starting to come clutch for us. Come on, get to the end of the level already. Yeah, it's still the same level. Why is it choosing the same thing over and over again? Is it something to do with this little visuals? You have Crystal Beach, Crystal Cavern, pardon me. It's a very different thing. Alright, we're gonna do something to make testing quicker. Where is the constant? We have height, width, skip length, transition X coordinate. There we go. So I think we're setting it to about 1,000 times board cell width meters. Yeah, we're gonna change that to be like I don't know, 1,000 meters, and that's it. Let's try this out and see how this works. Oh, what's going on here? It looks like code has transitioned to looking like clear video, pictures, sound for him. I thought it was only in the Matrix, that scene where programmer sees people and not numbers and letters. Respect. I appreciate it, Percy. I mean, it's a very weird thing where a lot of coding is just invented complexity, if that makes sense. There's this whole idea of abstraction. You're going to hear that word all the time when talking about languages or different paradigms, different whatever, right? There's like different levels of abstractions within programming. So code that might seem like very foreign to someone else can seem very natural for me because it's the abstractions I've chosen that make sense to me. And then someone else might have another type of abstractions that make sense to them. Okay, this should make testing faster. And then there's also the other thing of like, hey, certain abstractions are just kind of, maybe you shouldn't abstract things. Maybe you should actually deal with things at the level they actually are for the computer. We don't need to hear music. We can see visually if we're transitioning to the correct level. I needed to fix some stuff with the background, but we'll get there. Oh yeah, the position of that is incorrect too. Yeah, we have to fix some stuff in the shader as well. Okay, clearly getting there much faster. We only have two options. You have the super slow engine and the super fast engine. I need to add intermediate ones then later. Yeah, because the island's also just wrong. I need to fix this. Okay, come on. We're gonna get to the end. Okay, we're gonna do the transition. Same level. It's consistently happening every single time. Let's just try it one more time. But a shuffle should guarantee it. We're doing I plus 1. So maybe the overload I implemented is just incorrect, which could explain it, because then if it's off by 1, then yeah, I kind of modified that without thinking about it too deeply. That's probably where things are going wrong. In fact, I'm not going to keep playing, because I feel like if we implement this correctly, we should not ever see the same level twice. So let's go to our out. Here we go. So this is our overload for choose. And then what are we doing? We're iterating through this explicitly. Item chance list I. If sum is less than selected and selected is less than or equal to sum, item chance plus weight. Makes I item chance. So we return this. And we throw this is outside our range. So no, this should be correct because this is the index within the provided list. So that makes perfect sense, actually. So if that's the case, you know what might be the issue? I just realized this. We have item weight set to 0. So it's always going to be this first item. There we go. Now that there's actual probabilities associated with them, this should actually be... This should be fine. And we do this whole probability thing because I want to be able to, like, maybe add levels of certain rarity. You never know. All right, let's speed through this. Come on. Oh, we're going fast. All right, class. This is how you get a ticket. No! It's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over again. All right, did we compile? Maybe I just didn't compile. Maybe I thought I compiled it, but maybe I didn't. And we're just using old code. Re-import. Completing domain. We changed the probability weights to be 1. That should have impacted stuff. Let me also revisit what we did for choose before we test this one more time. Or select the next level. Actually, am I doing the right thing? Here we go. That's the function I'm looking for. So what do we do again? So we do selection equals random selection choose current assets. Yeah. It outputs the index. If selection is equal to current level. So what we had previously is the same as what was selected. Then we do the new index. We do the math wrap function of min, max. We wrap index plus 1 by this, so that if, let's say you had 2 elements, and index was 1, and you do 1 plus 1, it's 2, and that's going to be outside the bounds of our array. So it's going to wrap over to, oh. Oh. Do I have to like do plus 1 or something? If it's working the way I should really write unit tests for this to verify that it's behaving the way I think it does. Because I actually don't know, and I didn't document it for myself either, but we have this math f round to int. No, okay, no, we have another underlying wrap function. Okay, and this is where we actually do stuff. So if min is greater than max, that's an error. Range size is max minus min, so that's the difference. So if this is say like 2 and max is 2 and min is 0, then it's gonna be 2. Then we do 0 plus whatever value it is. I think I might just do a plus 1. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Charles? Good to see you, man. Womp womp. Yeah. The background has changed. Is my guy in digital space? I am. Actually, no, I am in Shovel Knight with a little campfire. Oh, you can't see it in vertical, can you? That's kind of sad. I should probably fix that. I'm sorry, vertical people. I didn't realize that the best part of the background is missing. Let me fix that. Let me rectify this for you. How dare I? Here we go. I am so sorry, everyone. Now we have the correct background. Actually, you know what? It's a little too big. Let me shrink it. Oh my goodness. I'm learning to hate OBS more and more. I never thought I'd say that because OBS is actually pretty amazing at what it does. But there's these little things that make me mad. And trying to build OBS is kind of a pain. Actually, building it isn't a problem. It's like running it. After building it. That's where things go wrong. Okay, there we go. Now we're set. Lack of documentation here. That's on me. In my opinion, making code is 30% of coding and 70% is searching of mistakes in code and repairing them. Yep. You could add into UI and which levels what player is. I was thinking about no, not the UI. There was an idea of having a player be able to select what level they want to start in or go to once you unlock it, but I don't know. All right, so what's going on here? So let's just walk through this step by step. And we're gonna document everything here, like the values and as they change. So you have, and we're gonna assume values. Let's just say 1. We're gonna use our test case, and min is 0. Max is, let's say, 2. We're assuming this is exclusive. What happens here when... Actually, let's do a case of like 3. Or actually, this is the case we're probably encountering, which is like an index value of 1. We add 1, 2, and it's gonna become 2, and that's outside the value. So we have min, which is 0. So we can kind of effectively ignore this. Range, this is going to be it's going to be 2. Simple enough. And then we have this kind of nested turducken. So we have value minus min. Value is 2 minus min is 0, so it's just going to be 2 mod. There we go. 2 mod, and then it's going to be... What is the order of operations of this? Are we modding these? Oh, is the order of operations this? Yeah, that's what we're doing. So effectively we're doing range size, which is 2, plus 2, mod 2. Okay. So let's just go through that. So 2 mod 2 is going to be 0, plus 2 is just 2, mod, and then mod 2 is just going to be 0. So it does wrap around. It does wrap around to a value of 0, meaning max is exclusive. Okay. And min is inclusive. And when I say the terms inclusive versus exclusive, what I mean is that the resulting value. So when I say inclusive, that means that it can be that value. So for example, if min is 0, the result could be 0. Or if min is -2, then the result could be -2. When I say exclusive, it means it cannot be that value. It can get close to it, but it will not be that value. So when I say max is exclusive, if the value is 12, then the highest this can ever be is 11, or maybe 11.99 or whatever. You get the idea. It approaches it, but never becomes it. That's what I mean by exclusive versus inclusive. Value doesn't matter. Returns doesn't matter. Exceptions. If is greater than max. Is it greater than or equal to, or just greater than? Yeah, greater than or equal to max. That's odd, incorrect behavior that we don't want to allow. Ye simple wrapping function. A C# rep KS. One day I'll get to go back to C world, but for now we're in C++, C#. They're gonna know. No one's gonna know. They're gonna know. I'm gonna know. That's the problem, Syndicate, is I know. He's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, Terrell. Okay, so if this all checks out, I mean, we can do some tests to verify this as well. Crunching the numbers is one thing, but actually doing, like, printing out outputs is a whole vastly different thing. I keep thinking about that. Yeah, Santa Eldridge, yeah. Just thinking about that makes me kind of laugh. Not kind of, it makes me genuinely chuckle. Choose. So we're doing index +1. Min is 0. Max is current, it's count. It's exclusive, should actually be fine. And then we do current level equals current index. We could print something out to, like, oh, we're overriding it with this. I'm not early returning. That's why. Simple issue. I was overriding my the stuff here. Okay, this should actually be fine then. It's always something that's super simple. First of all, let's go faster. I want to go fast. Let's go fast. Yeah, Mama, I just want to go fast. Okay, ow. Ow. Yeah, we're gonna fix the backgrounds. That's gonna happen at some point. Oh my goodness. How did I barely... I need to make the coin sounds also be slow-mo. Oh, I need to work on the audio balancing as well. And we're back here. Okay. Oh, splendid. Splendid even. Fantastic. Let me fix the audio balancing real quick. That's not Needs to be more than that. We're gonna need a little bit more than that. Hopefully this doesn't sound terrible. We need to do some limiting, volume compression. We haven't done a music stream in a while, have we? It's been a while. I'm gonna do a hard limit at like 3, let's do 6 decibels. Just ultra compress, and then we're gonna amplify it up. Effects, and real time, volume compression, amplify. We're gonna aim for -3 headroom dB. It might be a little bit too loud. Let's do 1 and just see how that goes. Sheesh. Ow. Okay. Yeah, let's do... What are we gonna do? We're gonna do... Yeah, volume compression, amplify. I did a peak of like... Let's do 3. Okay, well, you know what, maybe higher. Actually, you know what, we're just gonna do what we did before. Export it. Same place. Yes, I know what I'm about. Go back to the engine. Come on, Unity. But hey, it works. It works. We enjoyed it for like 5 seconds. Is ADHD legend tonight? What do you mean ADHD? What did I do? What was so ADHD? Come on. I don't even want to do the time stop because it's going to be so slow and annoying. I love this time stop ability. It's so cool. Like the audio effect is just chef's kiss. I also slowed down the player a bit as well. Oh, we need to implement that next. I need to implement the time effect on the countdown as well. Okay, we're gonna go to the end, and we should be transitioning to the next level. Theoretically, at least. It's still not that loud. I love the background though. This looks so cool. I think maybe this audio balance isn't bad. I just need to do something. Like, what do you guys think would be a specific type of hazard to have for this level? I'm thinking about maybe having like some stalactites where if you go under it, it starts falling down. So if you slow down at all or whatever, it gets you. That's an idea. Yeah, there's some stuff to do there. But so far I'm happy with this. I'm actually quite happy with that. Let's do our time module. And we're gonna have this also listen for the time dilation updates. is it called? Time update. Time group update. Nope. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna add a okay, group equals constant time. That's what I'm looking for. So return, otherwise we're going to do time dilation. And then finally on these updates, where do we do the accruing? Here we go. We do time delta time, but we're also going to multiply it by our coefficient so that once you're in slow-mo time, the in-game ticker also slows down as well. I think that's worth something. Speed more and more chaotic when the game is speed up faster than normal. No, it's not proportional to your actual engine speed. I think that'd be too distracting. I think for time stop, without the music change, it wasn't very obvious that something was going on. The shader visual helped. The screen space shader helped, definitely, but I think the audio cues also, as well helps with it. I might make some other sound effects for it, but I don't know. We'll see. We will see. That changes that. Okay, cool. What else is there? What else is there? What else is required of me? There's something else I had in mind. I can't remember it though. We should probably do the money accruing thing as well. Actually, oh yeah. I want to make the audio fade out. That's the thing. Right now the music is very abrupt. I don't like that. Every update. This is the next level. Okay, cool. So do this. Speed force. Here, we do play music. We do the fade in amount of time. But it's not fading in the way I'd expect it to. Which is a bit strange and odd to me. So I'm not sure why. I wanted to have like a crossfade effect, but oh, you know what we can do? We can still have this play music. We can have this, yeah. Once we enter the speed force, we can fade out the music. And it's gonna happen over like what? A second maybe? Half a second per chance. Do you have to await this? I want this to happen together. Can I have this not be independent? Or I guess I could do the forget thing. And just hope that things happen the way I want them to. That's totally not a recipe for disaster. Alright, let's see if that actually sounds good. Giant fist. What's going on? Yeah, Ezra went to bed. What's molto biso? Bene, bellissimo. Molto grazie. I don't know, I can't think of anything. Ooh. Something went wrong. What went wrong? That is... what? Time on. Oh, it's a dependency. Oh, that's a dependency. Okay. So we have to do this on... this is post-build. What are you talking about? We should be able to access that. Really? How is that null? Post-build is intended for that very scenario. How could you have done this? Do I have something else up my sleeve? Do I have some other override I can use to hook into? Post build. Initial behavior that relies on dependencies should be called here to avoid NRAs. Well, that's a blatant lie because I'm getting NRAs. When is this happening? Yeah, you're happening at the very end. What are you talking about? Time dilation module. Oh, you are a liar. Base awake. I have this whole convoluted initialization structure. That's probably where things are going wrong. You build it here. Oh, I have a thing for localization as well. And then okay, no, we call it post build though. Post build is happening. So who's calling me a liar? Why am I the liar? Yeah, I wrote to do this and all this stuff, but you get mad at me for trying to do is this null? Has it not been assigned yet? Is that what's going on here? Maybe that's what's going on. Is I haven't assigned a yeah, it's happening all the way over here. But this is where the building happens, so does it have to happen here? That sounds crazy. No, that makes no sense. See, this is what we hate. I'm gonna refactor this. I'm gonna gut this whole thing. I overcomplicated things in a way that was not required or needed. We've done it bad. We don't need this. Yeah, no, you're gonna be... yeah. That's what you're gonna be. Okay, we should be good. I'm assuming if I re-import and then press run, I think we should be good. It should be gravy. Who's calling you a liar? I'll fire them. I am. I'm calling myself a liar. Audio's being weird. Nope, audio's fine. Okay, let's just see how this works out. Yeah, most of programming is like, I am my own greatest enemy. Actually, young me. I designed that when I was super into like the OP elements of reusable object-oriented code and whatever, and it's not even that. I was like designing it as if it was corporate software, and it's not. It's an application that's being used by me and no one else. So like, no need to like have all these safety guardrails or whatever. I know what's going on. Oh, this looks delightful until you see the backside of it, and the illusion's broken. Oh, that worked pretty well, actually. The music sounds still too quiet by comparison, though. Do I need to keep compressing? Do I need to? Compression will continue until morale improves. Limiter. Yeah, we're not even compressing, we're just limiting. You're gonna be like -0.3 or something. Okay, export. I'm sorry, did I just, okay, yeah, I did. Yes, I know what I'm about. Okay, I re-imported. It seems like it's fine. We'll try it one more time. Things like words. It'll be fine. I know what's going on. Yeah. And then a year from now, I'm gonna have to, once Fight and Flight or Radial Rush's Anniversary Edition or whatever comes out, I'm gonna have to go through this again, and I'm gonna be like, what in tarnation did I write? I also need to build this for mobile and see how it sounds there too. Mobile audio is a very different thing than studio headphones. You end up having to mix things a little bit differently, so things can actually come out through the mix. You like the floating island? It's just just out there, just hanging, just kicking it. Come on. Yeah, I love seeing that the seconds are actually slower too. Beautiful. We have to do the upgrade system as well. Yeah, that's another thing I need to think about. Okay, I think the audio level's fine. I have to revisit the compression though. I don't like the way the post-processing looks in this level, but maybe that's just how this is gonna work. Okay, so far so good. We have our level generation actually happening now. Sick. I'm actually very happy with this. There's more asset stuff I need to do, like changing these tiles for something different. We can also fix some asset stuff. I'm trying to not do assets on stream, so if we're not gonna do that, what is the thing we're gonna do? I think I might have to think about the architecture for our upgrade system for chips. That wasn't an idea initially, but now that's kind of a thing that I'm considering more and more. Maybe chips can have like a star rating. That's gonna change the UI as well. There's so much to consider. So much to consider. So much to consider. But first, let me save what we have right now. Where is the Git? Nope, that's a classic kill PyCon. That's programs. I want to go to projects. Visual selection and time changes. Perg. We're still in the Return to 2D branch. I gotta say, guys, the Return to 2D has been a fantastic move. This has been such a... I can't imagine levels looking this good in the 3D cylinder world we had initially. Genuinely, it would not be the same. Docs and no, not push you. Push origin, and it's going to be FNF. Splendid. There really does seem to be actual humans over the horizon tonight. Wait, what do you mean? That sounds kind of scary. The timer doesn't work when you start the game. I'm not sure. Are you talking about like the when it's like 60 seconds for a minute? Also, D Jacob, it's been a minute. Good to see you, man. Good morning. Good to see you. Hopefully your day is going good and starting well. So there's also the level hazard things as well. I want to reintroduce the hazards because the lasers, as fun as they are, I have to think. I need some ideas for the type of hazards to introduce into this game once more. There is... What exists for us? We could bring back the spiky boys. Those are always fun. I do want to introduce level-specific hazards, though. That is a thing that's been on my mind. Also, I don't know why the pickups are being weird. They're not... Maybe because the probabilities are different. I don't know. While we decide, maybe I'll make a variation of the cavern level tiles. Now, I don't know. Well, you know, I'm probably going to have to make a new... Yeah, let's do this real quick. Let's go to game data with hull color save, shop data. We have to introduce something new now. It's gonna be chip upgrade data or save. And I think about how we want to go about doing that. Oh. Okay, no, I thought for a second it was opening up writer. I was like, wait, what? Why are you doing that? I forgot what this is called. I think it's like FNF game save or something. I actually don't recall what this is called. Oh, save data. FNF save data. It's gonna have a couple different things. It probably has some overrides too we have to do. We're probably gonna be using system collection. I'm trying to think though, like what are we gonna do in this class? How are we gonna save data? What's gonna be the layout of this? We might just do like a we could do like an entry or like serialize a dictionary or something. Like I think essentially what we're gonna do is have a dictionary of chips and then int indicating like their level of upgrade. So if it's present, it's gonna be like level 1 and then so on and so forth, right? So with value 0, it's at the default value. If it's 1, essentially like that. Like I'm basically gonna write a wrapper for a dictionary. When we compile the game and start, the first section of the timer stops at 2. It doesn't cool. I'm not sure what you mean. I have to play it again and see what you're talking about. A real mastermind for real, right? It's the same guy who lied to me. Spiky boys. I have to play it again. 1 second, Illusion Hog. I'm gonna play it again and I'm gonna see if I can find what you're talking about. Let me see if I can reproduce what you're saying. If I can smell what you're stepping in. So I think that's about it, right? And then at most you're gonna have something like increment. Something like increment upgrade. And the chip we're gonna be incrementing, and then honestly, I'm just gonna simplify this down to state. see if we can get the sound a little bit louder. I like the sound. So we have increment upgrade, we have the chip, we have out. Or I guess we can just try add, I don't know. This is false. I think it's correct syntax to be able to just do this if I don't want to use the out variable. And then we can just use state. And then chip. Set it to 0. And then we can just do state. Plus plus. I'm hoping that's as simple as it needs to be. And then we're probably going to have like a so we can initialize UI correctly. And it's going to return an int. I think we're going to just do the same thing here. Except this time we're actually going to keep it. Otherwise, return 0. I gotta say, it feels nice coding not in Writer. It's like, hey, you either know the thing or you don't. You either type it correctly or you don't. Forget it though. System, collection, I think it's collections, generic. I mean, we're gonna find out right now. Let's actually go to the thing in Writer. Okay, what's going wrong here? Oh, I actually got it right. So what's the issue here? Is there a missing overload? Yeah. What is it? What are the missing overloads? Gotcha. Alright, and this is where Vim fails. Or I guess it wouldn't be that big of an issue if I had the actual original thing. The file open to actually cross-reference, but I don't. So it's easier just to be like auto-populate. It's like you're programming in the middle of force. That's the goal here. That's the goal. I'm just a dude who pulled up to Shovel Knight. I said, hey, we're going to start coding. You don't mind, right? Pro, soaking your chickpeas overnight to cook them fast and evenly. Con. Chickpeas click and pop all night as they expand 4 times their original size. I don't. How's that a con? Is that just sounds like asthma? That sounds like ASMR. I love the most deranged ASMR videos. Like it's like 1 hour of the Sandblaster ASMR, or 3 hours hammering a nail ASMR. And it's not like a hike. It's just like the audio clips out every hammer. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Why are we not? You're supposed to be real. Yeah, you're real. Don't lie to me. I know you're real. Chips, yeah. Oh, they're called chips plural. I was so wrong. But that's kind of stupid. Why did I make it plural when they represent only a single thing? So dumb. Load data, save data. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. I'll deal with the implementation of our save data stuff later. Hey, this is looking alright. You know what? We can even make you read only. Make upgrade, get level. Man, that's all you need. I guess we can have some kind of arbitrary, like, I guess something like that. And I said like the 3-star thing. I'll keep it small so each increment is very obvious what the change is. Hey, thank you, Gibby. I'm glad you dig it. My bedroom is adjacent to my kitchen. I'm bourgeois like that. It's not a nice, constant Rice Krispie beat. It's random, so you never get used to it. Beautiful. Is that not the fun part? Is that not like, if it was regular, wouldn't that just be Chinese water torture? Essentially? Or is it the opposite? Was it because of the fact that drips are irregular? I can't remember. I don't know. Increment, upgrade, get level. Yeah, I think this is about right. So you have to go to the shop view. We have to do a lot of stuff here. The shop has been the biggest thing I've been neglecting this entire time. We're getting rid of brakes. They're not a real thing anymore. They're gone. False, incorrect, fake. It's not a real category. They're not real. In fact, we're gonna go through step by step and remove every single possible thing that indicates brakes, because they're not real anymore. Cause, description, graph, okay, that's fine. Categories. Yeah, these are gonna change a bit, aren't they? Indices are no longer gonna be 4. We're breaking stuff. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, no more breaks. You're not real. Yeah, you're not real. Just get out of here. What else has brakes in it? Item states, category items. Disease. Is this correct? I think it is correct. Swatch parent. Broker, shop data, color price sets. Hopefully I haven't irreparably broken our menu. Guess we're gonna find out, right? Do we have the buttons anywhere else? Yep, that's not acceptable. That's no longer a thing. Anything else? I could have sworn I had a UI thing, but maybe I already deleted it. Yeah, because we have this bright renders, we got rid of that. We have the buttons for the world, we have the headers. Oh. This is no longer the case. Which means this should be 3 only. Okay, that's something to keep note of. Alright, class, keep note of that. We have to modify this array to conform to this new structure we have defined for ourselves. I think there's nothing else though that really stands out to me. Something that is going to be required though is going to be, we have shop data here. We have to get the a separate thing. Honestly, maybe worth bundling, but I don't know. It's simple enough that I'd rather keep it separate. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the game. Let's actually go to the shop. Oops. Come on. Come on, rebuild. Garage. I was on Cubed. I'm glad you did the keyboard. It's a very good, nice one. Also, what's going on, Garkin? Thanks for saying hi. I ain't gonna lie, it's a fun one. I like it. I have an IBM one I use too, but the split key is the main squeeze. Treats my hands pretty good. Alright, I'm not sure why we're seeing all black. Yeah, things are just going very wrong. But we're not going to worry about it for right now. World buttons. Shop view. So we have here, you have to fix this. This is no longer, well, actually let's find this in the hierarchy first. There you are. And we delete you. Nope. There you go. And now there should be a null item here. You can simply delete array item element and we're good to go. Perfect. Cool. Let's go test out the shop. Also, before I do anything else too, we need to fix some stuff here. For example, this button is offsetted. That's incorrect. You're supposed to be there. Yeah, so we're gonna move you down to like here, I think. I'm gonna correct the name of this. Cool. We're gonna make actual assets for these soon. I have the plan, I have the concoction, we just need to do it. Alright, we're gonna see if this works. Thanks, G. They popped up again. Well, I'm glad to have you here again, man. It's always a joy. I'm glad you enjoy the vibe, the work we're doing. I can't wait to start working on the next projects too. Okay, so far this looks so good so far. I don't know why the color selection thing is not working though. That is a little bit odd. I'm not seeing the, oh, because maybe it's not There we go. I have to choose the correct vehicle that's going to be subject to that. I need to make a spray sound effect too. Okay, that's good for me. Oh, this isn't correct. Okay, we need to fix some stuff. Also need to change this so that the back is not fading in. Oh. Okay, let's go. Oh, I also need to make a separate control scheme. I want to do some A/B testing with someone to see what they prefer as far as controls go. I love this level, dude. The contrast is so good. I can't wait to do the third level too. I have another track ready for it, but I want to have all the assets done first before I do that. Yeah, we need to fix that. I don't like the way that the speed dash is happening. Let's fix that. There's a function called just blindly move forward. But I'm not seeing it here. Maybe it's in chips. Blindly go forward. So we reserve control. We set the speed boost to 4. I don't like that, actually. I think I might set it to 1 or something. Input is vector right. Is invincible is true. How is this factored in? Where is it used? It's defined there. Okay, here you go. So within the machine, we do target equals input times vehicle engine max speed times speed boost. So it is a coefficient. Let me actually specify that, so I know it's like a term within a set of products. Okay. So setting it to 1 is just going to keep it going at its regular thing. I want to have like an authoritative value change though. So I may want to do something very different than this. Like I think I might do if do I have something here? Is pause is player controlled. So this is true. We're gonna do this function for calculating our position deltas. However, if that's not the case, if the player is not in control, we're instead going to be using I don't know. I guess it's almost going to be kind of the same. I want to have a speed that's not dependent on I want to have a constant speed. Input is going to be dictated by us at this point. We can set this. We could do a constant, like maybe 10. This is defined in the scope. I don't know why they're competing. In fact, we're not going to even do this. We're just going to straight up just authoritatively say this is what velocity is going to be I don't like this match number. We'll probably move it to a constant or something later, but for now this is fine. Okay. I catch up. The speed, yeah, D Jacob, we're going fast. Also Pumpkin, what's going on? We got Melon and Pumpkin in chat today. Why brakes must disappear? Oh, because they're not really fun. They don't really enhance anything fun about the game. It just adds confusion and ambiguity. And I don't think it's worth having that in the shop. I'd rather either substitute it with something else or just not have it at all. I'm sorry. Yeah, I selected that. Okay, there's some issues with how we're assigning stuff here for the visuals. That's another thing we need to do. Okay. Didn't react to that one. Oh, what? Was there no warning there? Oh, it was a warning. It was just so far away. Interesting. Cool, so you're not at a stupid speed when you're starting a level. Okay, that's fixed. Yeah, honestly, I think I might get rid of the lasers. I don't know. Or make them less common. Because, like, it's hard to... Like, in situations like that, there's not much you can really do outside of just waiting it out. Maybe I could have reduced their maximum radius to compensate for it, but... I want to try getting to the end game without stopping, though. Because I can't verify that my speed override is working the way I intended it for it to work. Okay. I need to fix the backgrounds. We'll fix that. Crash. Okay, but that seems kind of addressed. I might still want to do something about this. Also, we have to do... No, we're not doing delta time. We're not factoring delta time into this. No, we're not. Okay. I might just like 15 or something, a little bit more. I think the lower range vehicles are like 15, so that's fine. Yeah, so let's go to something. I want to set up for the A/B test. So we have all the assets here for relative control. And have another one for on-screen buttons. You call it control, so it feels like they're sequential. And then have this be nope, serialized field. So we're gonna have a button for up, down, and gas. Yeah, this is what we're gonna be dealing with. And these are gonna be controlling different vector components. The only thing I'm thinking about is how we're gonna do reverse. I can have another button just to go backwards, but it feels like we're polluting the screen with so many buttons. It would be cool to have a way for the game to like resist the player getting stuck, so we don't have to have a reverse button, but I don't know. Or maybe have like, instead of a button, we can have like the relative control kind of thing, except it's like on the right side, it's like you're moving some kind of switch forward or backwards. I don't know. You can do like something more like diegetic, like different throttles, but I have to think about this. Oh yeah, thank you, Illusion Hawk. I'm gonna check that out right now, actually. Illusion Hawk, thanks for reminding me. I appreciate it. Let's go. Yeah, it's coming together. Jetpack Joyride Ultimate 9000. What you drawing? What's Melon drawing? The speed. Yeah, the speed goes crazy, Jacob. How come the map gets cut off at the right side? I just have to modify a value. The camera zooms out the faster you're going, and I'm using the endgame vehicle, so I mean, this is how easy it is to fix it. You just have to go to Game Board, Manager. We go to one of the constants up here, or maybe it's down there. I think it's down here, actually. Here we go. And it's gonna be the left margin. You just have to up it to like 8, I think. And now we play the game again. It's gonna be gone. If it compiles. Yeah, it's something though that always, I have to keep changing it because I keep tweaking the camera to see what feels better or fits better. But I don't know. You just keep fiddling with it and other things break as a result. Or not break, things get shown that shouldn't be shown. Well, that's the process of iteration, right? Let's see. This is a test holder thing. Oh, you're still doing the thing. Not as obvious, but still kind of obvious. Okay, let's fix that. Left cull margin. I'll make it like 12. Why not? This is my left hand. Cool. We should be good there then. This seems excessive though. I think prop 10 might be fine. Hey, let's just try out the worst case scenario. For a few months, the progress has been great. Thank you. The App Store. I will, dude. I'll announce it both on the YouTube post and on Discord as well. It's getting closer and closer, man. I mean, it's funny the evolution of how this went from being like a game in 3 weeks to like now we're in day 50 or 51. But at the same time, I'm really happy with the polish that this has, and I'd rather have something that feels fun and that I feel happy with than something that feels very underbaked. Oops, that's not the fast engine. Here we go. Yeah, we're taking more time, but we put some love into it, right? I think I've enjoyed the ride. Oh, I knew it was coming and I just didn't. This button is distracting. I need a. That's the other thing I'm kind of trepidatious about when it comes to adding on screen buttons. That this game is very much about reacting to things. Countdown seems correct so far. 1 second. Okay. almost got me. I need to pay attention to the timer. Someone brought it up. Not someone. Illusion Hawk brought it up. I want to make sure I actually catch it. So you're saying... Oh, it's just a rounding issue. Or the way I'm... It's technically correct, it's just not right. It's 2 minutes, so the 60 seconds is starting at 60 instead of it being 2 minutes and 00. Yeah, that's the thing we need to fix. Also, let's try. I haven't tried this ability yet in a while. Let's try the drill dozer. Not phase shift, wrecking ball. Wrong name, by the way. We need to make it look better. Yeah, you can still hit yourself super easily with it. It's annoying. Oh, what? That's weird. Well, that sucks. The drill's not working as... I guess because we're going way too fast. Like, if you're going slower, it's better, but it's also really small still. I don't... Why is it so tiny? One second, let's fix this. Oh, we have to fix the time thing too, because even though it's gonna count the correct duration of time, the visual is incorrect. And that's not right. So many little bugs. So where's the drill? Wrecking ball. Yeah, that's not correct anymore. Oh, actually, that's the old one. I think I kept the code commented out in case I wanted to use it again. Yeah, why is it only one? Let's make it like 2 or 3 or something. Heck, yeah, let's do... Well, I guess because I wanted to have this be an upgrade thing you do. Something you upgrade until... Yeah, that's the idea. Trepidation is a good word to use to Cozy. Thank you, Syndicate. Has happened before. Yeah, it has. I know I've increased... Well, the glitch there with the tiles, that's actually odd. That's a bit more strange. Oh, wrong. Didn't select the thing. Oh, time stop is still wrong. We're still in stop time with the music. That's hilarious. Yeah, we're not using time stop. We're gonna be using wrecking ball. Well, here's a rarity for you guys. You can hear the garage theme in slow motion. I need to fix that. Oh, now we're just in yeah, when it's this big, it's fine. Oh, I guess not. I guess sometimes it hiccups. Yeah, look at that. Why is that happening? Yeah, look at that. I need to slow down the game and actually see what's happening. Oh, you have to stop people from being able to do that. Yeah, this is strange though. It's like mostly working, but then there's some odd scenarios where it just like that. It just oh no, that's just the timer running out though. That's not the builder's fault. That's my fault for not gauging the timer. See, there it's fine. I think I'm gonna do like a 3D model, or maybe do, I don't know. There's some like shader stuff you can do with this. I'm sorry, was I able to does this whole thing exist so you don't go through it? These guardrails in the beginning. I don't want you to be able to. Oh, that's another bug, is that when you're invincible, collision doesn't matter. Or I guess when you're in invulnerability. Or is it only when you're going really fast? You can clip through it. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, here I'm just like in it. Until you clip out. No, so we do have collision that's working even when you're in invulnerability. I need to work through my collision logic then and figure out why this is able to happen. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Doesn't help that we're not using like Unity's collision system for this. Oh, we are though. Our actual projector right there. No, it's a background green screen. The motivational life. Yeah, it's just a good old-fashioned green screen. Works pretty good though. When you start first time the game, when you restart the level, it works properly. All right, let me try this out and see what you're talking about. So you're saying when you first start the level, it happens. I pay attention to it all the time. Oh. I see. Interesting. Nothing's happening. You're right. That's very different than what I was thinking. Why is it stuck at 2 minutes? It's not counting down at all. That's really strange. That's super de-duper strange. Is there like a... No, there's no exceptions. So just the implementation is incorrect. So why is that? Did I delete something? Let me go to the game board. Good catch. Thank you, Illusion. I appreciate it. Alright, let's see then what is the crux of this issue. No, it's the time dilation system. No, I need a time module. So on time dilation change, we listen to that, get bonus, we're not doing that, increment time. What? Why are we incrementing? Elapsed seconds. Yeah, what? Who's these? What? Oh, that's for the time that's for, okay, yeah, that's for the time bonus. On level complete. On level selected. Oh. No, that doesn't. That's for receiving stuff. On level start. Okay, I'm assuming it's just because it's called when this is invoked. Next level. Okay, shaders. We select the next level, play music, whatever. Do we broadcast anything? Are we receiving stuff? Publish. No, we do publish level start. So this gets received and we do on level start. Dispose if it hasn't been disposed of already. And then we set a new disposable here. We do these returns if things are paused. Is the game in a pause state? For some reason, initially. And then we do the increment. I wonder if that's okay. No, but that would be weird for that to happen from the garage. Let's see, we're gonna have to go in debug mode. Okay. Next we're gonna have to go to application, let's go to debug mode. Any information I can glean from here? Not that I can see. Tragic. Yeah, there's current levels and stuff like that, but not the inner machinations. Isn't that tragic? Okay. Clearly something's going awry. So if this is working fine, then maybe just the front end representation of this is not working fine. That could be the case. I mean, we have elapsed seconds here, and it's used where? It's used in timer UI. Get a lot of time launcher. We do these assertions. That should not be failing. And update, we do elapsed seconds. Nope, we're pulling this every single frame. Round is going to be weird. I think we have to be doing seal. Instead of round. No, this actually seconds. Is it supposed to be using floor? As well as I think this is supposed to be using seal. And this is supposed to be using floor. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know, we'll see. But, that's strange, because that would indicate that this is, the UI is very simple and straightforward. I don't think the UI is wrong here. It's pulling every single second, so it would indicate that this is wrong for some reason. I don't know how to do that, but it's just kind of nice to be able to read in terms of minutes. Register. Yeah, this whole post build thing. I'm assuming this is running. It's happening when we go from the garage. So I wonder if maybe this is just not working correctly. This callback is kind of dumb for this. Maybe it's not dumb because there's other things that might be doing it, but this is something that's important mechanically. It might be better just for have something to authoritatively say, hey, this is gonna be this needs to happen at this particular stage in gameplay. You're called when on level completed, and that's invoked in where? 2 places. It's invoked here though. Okay. Pause. I think the best way to test this might be just letting it run and see if we let it run for 2 minutes and nothing happens, then the underlying logic here is fine, or just is broken. If things do work, then it's just a UI thing. That's weird, but we can closer diagnose that. Wait a second, what is this on awaiting start? And when are you invoked? So this is invoked first. Awaiting start. Is this happening every single frame? No, it shouldn't happen every single frame. So it's not going to override it. So that can't be it. On level start, we set this value once, but then it's not mutated. It's only mutated here on a decrement, so that's not it. This returns early if elapsed seconds is 0. But if it was 0, it wouldn't be holding that 2 value, the 2-minute value, so that's not it. Pause is paused. The only thing I can think of is the game accidentally being a pause state. I don't know how or why. That'd be probably one of the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I could think of that could be going on. The classic debug log method. It works normally. Yeah, it's a weird illusion. Yeah, people still do it something. A rarity nowadays, but hey. I just want to be productive. What can I say? Yep, you got me covered, guys. Thank you. Oh, what happened here? What's going on there? a bunch of null reference exceptions. What? What? That was weird. Okay. Yep, and no pause errors, so that can't be it. It's so strange. So it's not this condition. This cannot be happening that early on because we set it initially to default time seconds. And even then, the UI wouldn't render it. So, somehow, please go away. Thank you. The only thing I can think about is like this is getting prematurely disposed. Not sure how that would happen. But you know, let's do this. I want to see what state this is in. Looks like doesn't matter, but well, whatever. Let's just see what's happening at any given point. You also look at the log files too, but I've been having to do that. There's something that's happening at work where like something deadlocks and the editor hangs and I have to force shut it down. So the only way to see the stack trace is to actually go through the logs that Unity saves automatically and go from there. It's a very odd thing, man. Okay. Interesting. Awaiting. Oh. I know exactly what's going on. And it's something we just added. It's a time dilation thing. We have this component, time dilation coefficient, that's being multiplied by it. So that when you do time stop, it actually slows down time. But its default value is 0, so we're not decrementing. I have to initialize it as at 1. So that doesn't happen. And that's why Illusion Hawk, that's why it works in subsequent runs, because later on in the game when you go to another level or when you use an ability, the time dilation ability sets that value manually, and then it goes back to working correctly. But until then, the default value of 0 is going to cancel out any kind of decrement we do. Okay. Problem solved. Beautiful. You love to see it. Start on increment time. Is there any other logs we have here? No, we don't. That should be the fix, though. That should be the fix. The bug verse. Yep, we made it. You can rest well. Have a good night. You have a good night, Syndicate. I need to go to bed at some point, too. For making you unproductive. No, Illusion, you made me very productive. Oh. This is not rounding correctly. Oh, I guess I have to make it floor. This is a bug that has to be handle illusion, so it's not... Don't apologize. In fact, thank you for pointing that out, because that's actually a very serious bug. Not a minor bug. And had you not kept reminding me about it, I would have just swept it under the rug. Until someone else encountered it, and then I'll be like, oh crap, something's gone wrong. But we just dealt with it. We squashed it. What am I looking for? Time UI. We're gonna do floor. Everything is floor. Floor, floor, floor. And that should fix the clock as well. The samurai, the single samurai. It has been a while, man. It's good to see you, dude. Hopefully all is well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't you like based in like South Africa? Or am I just misremembering? Either way, man, good to see you. Yeah, the timer's working. Timer's working. Let's go, man. This is happening. I'm gonna put the music back on. Alright, come on, let's get to the end of the level. Oh wait, I have to actually... Let me use a fast vehicle. Yeah. Oh, sweet. I actually remembered, man. Well, it's always good to see you, man. Okay. Ow. Come on. Dude, I love it. It just turns into vaporwave. Ow. Oh my goodness, I don't know how we missed that. Dang it. Can't pause. Ow. Calmly sleep. Yeah, go to sleep, man. Go rest, Illusion Hawk. You did your part. You reported the bug. We fixed it. Tag team made in heaven, man. Let's see how much I can keep getting knocked back. How bad is that going to be? Oh, dude, I can't wait to make another level. I have the song. I already have the music for the next level. But I need to get assets done. I have to finish designing this too. Or it's already designed. We just have to... no, I need to finalize more on it, but I'm gonna get this done. You know what? This might be the next thing I do off stream. Is just get this place looking nice and good. You also have to think about the garage. Like, we have this as a placeholder, but I need to start thinking if we're gonna do the upgrade thing for chips. That's important. We need to think about. I need to think, man. Maybe I'm not gonna do 2 screens. Maybe I'll do like something separate. I don't know. Also, I'm thinking about making these be lit so we can actually have light sources on it in the emissive maps, so it can react to lighting in the real world or in the 3D world. Cody's sleeping. Yeah, you're going Illusion Hawk. Yeah, thank you, Samurai. It's coming together. This week I started spending time on making actual decent looking levels. So I have like concepts here and stuff like that for how this one's going to turn out. And I have a few more planned, and I have tracks for them as well too, so It's coming together, man. It's coming together. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. Why is this not working? Yeah, like this is the spray paint was working before, but now it's just not. I don't know why. It was working and now it's not. Also on mobile builds, it just doesn't work here for some reason either. Okay. It's already 2 a.m. I think I'm gonna call the streams here, guys. Let me save my progress first, though. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me before we get ready to pop off. I still have to... fixed timer bug and removed brakes from shop. Okay, and then we go CD. There's nothing there. Okay, cool. Perfect. Dude, the new song though, I'm super excited for that one. I'm actually really excited. And then there's a few other ones I'm pulling up from the backlog, but I have to think about. I'm still considering. Yikes, new bug. We live in bugs, right? That's the whole process of development. Just squashing bugs one after the other. That's all you can do, right? That's all one can do. But we're just gonna keep squashing them until we get to the end of the game. Until we have something that we actually feel happy with. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, man. I'm telling you. This past couple streams, I've been saying, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're gonna make it, dude. I can feel it. We're gonna get a game done finally. Even if it took longer than expected, oh well. Quality takes time, right? But I can feel it, dude. I'm excited. Yeah, spray cans, why is it null reference? That's weird. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what's happening with that. Yeah, it's like not finding the render. I don't know, that's strange. I'm gonna go night. Yeah, I'm gonna go night as well, guys. I have to do some stuff at work today, but I guess we'll start getting ready to end the stream. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. Thank you for watching the development of this entire game. That supported me throughout this whole endeavor. Thank you for hanging out and watching. And yeah, guys, I'll be catching you later. It's crazy how much this channel has popped off. And I appreciate all the people who tune in and say hi. But yeah, as always, guys, God bless. And until next time, stay cozy. Bye-bye.